If you ever mowed a yard, thought about starting a lawn care business, or you're already in the game but feel like you're leaving money on the table, this video is going to be a game changer. I'm breaking down the best pricing strategies in the industry and how much to charge for basic cuts, upsells like edging and trimming, full property maintenance, and even how to structure your services to keep cash flowing consistently every month. And I'm not just throwing out random numbers, I'll show you real world examples of what customers actually pay, mistakes that I made whenever I was undercharging, and how I scaled up to $1,000 days without doing 20 yards a day. Stick around because near the end of the video, I'm going to be revealing one simple pricing trick that got my monthly income to skyrocket without having to cut more grass. Also, if you want the full length tutorial where I break down everything from equipment to marketing, quoting jobs, and scaling to $1,000 a day, click the first link in the comment section or the description. I laid it all out for you step by step. But before we get into it, there are two things that you need before starting any business, because the difference between struggling and actually making money comes down to having the right systems from day one. First, you need a way to manage everything in one place: quotes, invoices, customer follow-ups, without juggling spreadsheets or forgetting to send invoices, and for that I recommend QuoteIQ. It's designed to handle everything you need to stay organized and professional so that you can focus on making money, not on paperwork. It's the best business management software for the home service industry. And number two, you need paying customers, because without customers you have no business and you're making no money. If you guys want to learn how I got my first $20,000 in customers without spending the money on ads, passing out flyers, cold calling, or even knocking on doors with just 5 minutes of work a day from my phone, then check out my lead flow generator course. It'll be the second link in the comments section and the description. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Section number 2, pricing plus scaling. All right, now that we've covered equipment, let's talk about the part that actually pays the bills: pricing. When I started, I had no clue what to charge. I was asking other guys, Googling stuff, but the truth is, everyone's market is different. So you gotta learn what works in your area and what your time is worth. Here's how I learned to price and how it scaled with me. Stage 1, beginner pricing, $30 to $40 per job. When I first got started, I was charging $30 to $40 for a lawn, mostly push mower work and small residential yards. I was just trying to get my name out there and didn't have the confidence to really charge more. I post in Facebook groups and say, offering lawn cuts for $35, local and reliable, message me for availability. Eventually, people started messaging in. I landed 3 customers in the first week. One guy had a corner lot with a hill in the back. I charged him $35. It took me over an hour and I was soaked in sweat. That's kind of when it clicked for me though. I wasn't charging for my time. Stage 2, charging based on time, $1 per minute rule. This is kind of when I started using what I call the $1 per minute rule. If I'm going to be there for 45 minutes, I need to be charging at least $45 to $50. If it's thick grass, long edges, or trimming involved, I'll go even higher. Once I started doing that, I noticed a shift. I was making more money, working less, and customers still said yes. Stage number 3, route density. You want to stack jobs, that way you can stack cash. This next part is really how you start printing money: route density. Once I had about 10 regular customers, I started planning my week by neighborhood. I'd hit 3 to 4 houses on the same block. You cut your drive time, gas cost, and you're knocking out jobs back to back. I had one Wednesday where I hit 5 houses in 4 hours, $60 per lawn. That's $300 before lunch. And another pro tip: every time you finish a yard, knock 2 to 3 doors around it. Say, hey, I just cut your neighbor's lawn, offering the same deal. If you ever need someone dependable, it works. Stage number 4, raising prices as you grow. Once your schedule starts filling up and you've got proof of quality, that's when you raise your prices. At this point, I was booked out a week ahead. I was doing better work, finishing faster, and looked more professional. So that kind of gave me the opportunity to bump $50 jobs to $60 to $65 jobs. And guess what? Nobody complained, because I had built trust. I'd show up on time, do clean work, and people valued it. How do you do it right though? New customers, quote them at your new price. No explanation needed. Existing customers, give them a heads up and try to justify it the best you can. Say, hey, I'm updating my prices starting next month. Fuel's gone up and I'm improving equipment to keep quality high. Your new rate will be $60. 9 out of 10 said no problem. Stage number 5, tiered pricing equals $1,000 days. Now, here's how you go from $100 to $200 days to hitting that $1,000 a day number. It's not just $1,000 job. It's stacking the right jobs. One bed cleanup equals $200. One bush trimming equals $150. One mulch install, $250. Tips plus add-ons, $50 plus. Total $910 to $1,000 in a day. And the best part though, every one of those came from people I was already mowing for. That's the power of recurring clients and upsells. Always remember as well, the cleaner your work, the easier it is to sell extras. Show them the edge line, the trim bushes, then offer a refresh of mulch add-on. Most people want their yard to look perfect, they just don't know what to ask for until you suggest it. Section number 3, monthly subscriptions and upsells. Now that you're pricing your jobs correctly and you're starting to build a client base, this is where you really need to stabilize your income, subscriptions and upsells. I didn't get to $1,000 days by cutting 20 random lawns a week. I got there by turning one-time customers into monthly clients and by stacking services they didn't even know they needed until I offered them. Step number 1, sell reliability with a monthly plan. Most people don't want to think about lawn care, they just want it handled. So after that first job, I always pitched a simple monthly plan, something like this. Hey, I can come out every 2 weeks and keep everything looking sharp. Edging, mowing, and cleanup included. I charged $180 a month, and you don't even have to think about it. The funny part is, when you frame it like that, stress-free, consistent, it's an easy yes. One time I did a first cut for a guy named Marcus. His backyard was a mess. Hadn't been mowed in over a month. I cleaned it up, hit the edges, made the whole thing look dialed in. As I was packing up, I decided to walk over and I said, hey man, now that it's all cleaned up, I've got a few clients in the area that I service every 2 weeks. If you want to lock in a spot, I can come every other Friday and keep this thing looking fresh. It'd be $180 a month. It'll include everything that we did today. Let me tell you, he looked at that yard, nodded, and said, yeah, I don't ever want it to get like this again. Let's do it. Step number 2, add-on services equals bigger paychecks. Here's the thing, mowing is your foot in the door, but the real money comes from upsells. Once you're already there, trimming people's property, edging, looking the place over, offer to do things that make their yard look next level. Here's a few things that you can offer. Bed cleanup, removes weeds, re-edge the flower beds, bush trimming, especially overgrown front yard shrubs, mulch installs, it's going to make everything pop and people love it. These services can easily turn a $60 yard into a $200 plus job. I get it though, it might sound a little difficult, so here's how I pitch it. I don't make it complicated. After mowing, I'll say this, hey, while I was working, I noticed your front bed's getting a little overgrown. I can clean it up, edge it out, and knock back those bushes for $75 if you want. Won't take me long since I've already got my tools out. Simple, professional, helpful. You're not being pushy, you're solving a problem they probably didn't even see and didn't know that they could solve. And another pro tip, always assume the add-on sale. People like being told what makes their yard look good. They're not the expert, you are. How this stacks up, let me give you a breakdown of how this multiplies. Mowing, $60. Add bush trimming, $75. Add bed cleanup, $85. Offer monthly, $180 a month. That's over $300 from one yard, and they're gonna keep calling you back. And remember, the more often you're there, the less work each visit actually is. You're spending less time per job, but stacking more cash.